Welcome to the Veto-Proof Assembly. We are the millions of working class Americans who actually fund this republic, organizing to override a broken, deadlocked system. My name is Lachey, and our goal is simple: to stop begging career politicians to fix our government, which they profit from, and to start writing the structural laws ourselves. We do this through a process called Bill to Table. I bring the receipts, historical data, and pour the legislative foundation here on the broadcast. Your role is to take to the floor in the drafting room, the comment section, to pitch ideas, debate them, garner support, bring others into the conversation, and ultimately ratify or veto the final bill. Let me be clear, I am not a content creator, and this is not for show. This is a working legislative floor. The true people's house is in order. Why is this the only way we win? Because Washington's entire power structure relies on keeping us divided, red and blue. But in this zero-sum game, we all lose. When the working class bypasses their manufactured gridlock and aligns on a single airtight piece of legislation that we write, it ceases to be a petition. It becomes a veto-proof mandate. Let's look at Bill number 1. The Congressional Audit Act. Public service used to mean exactly that, service. When Harry Truman left the White House, he took a train home to Independence, Missouri, and lived on a modest military pension. He didn't join 6 corporate boards. He didn't launch a global foundation. The job of representative was to represent the people, not to build a dynastic financial empire. That was the baseline. But over the last 40 years, the definition of public service mutated. It didn't happen overnight. It happened as the lobbying complex exploded in the 1980s, and it was cemented by the failure of the 2012 Stock Act. We allowed Washington to become the most lucrative casino on earth, where the dealers also get to write the rules of the game. Don't believe me? Let's look at the receipts. In recent years, members of Congress have routinely beaten the S&P 500 by massive margins. We have red senators dumping stock after closed-door pandemic briefings. We have blue representatives buying tech stocks weeks before voting on semiconductor subsidies. And right now, Congress awards itself an annual $1.5 billion operational allowance while your groceries are up 20%. They do this while only showing up to work 130 days a year. They aren't public servants. They are insider traders with a military they want absolutely no responsibility for. If we don't sever this financial artery, we are cementing an American aristocracy. Within a decade, the House of Representatives will be composed exclusively of multimillionaires, funded by billionaires, completely insulated from the economic devastation they legislate upon the rest of us. But we don't get a pass. They didn't steal this power in the dark. We kept voting for them. We let them distract us with the red and blue tug of war. We cheered on our side of millionaires beating their side's millionaires while they collectively emptied the vaults. We weren't asleep at the wheel. We were just too busy working 60 hours a week trying to survive to hold them accountable. They counted on our exhaustion, but that victim mentality ends today. Every election year, they promise to fix this. They point to the Stock Act. It's a joke. If a member of Congress violates the disclosure rules for a $1 million stock trade, the penalty is $200. That is the cost of a parking ticket for a felony. Congress will never write a bill to regulate themselves. Therefore, we must write it for them. I am laying the foundation, but the power originates with us, we the people. That isn't just a historical phrase. It is our ultimate constitutional authority. I'll be the spark, but if I just hand you a finished bill, I am no better than the politicians we are trying to replace. We have to wield that power. We have to own this bill. To get us started, here are some simple no-brainers and complex imperatives. A total ban on individual stock trading for Congress, their spouses, and dependents. Index funds only. A lifetime ban on corporate lobbying after leaving office. And a 12-year strict term limit across the board. Complex imperatives. What if we tie their salaries directly to the income of the districts they represent? If your district gets poor, your paycheck goes down. What if we force them onto the exact same health care and retirement systems as the working class? No special tiers. What if an ethics violation or insider trading charge permanently strips their federal pension and seizes the illicit assets? I know the political streams want us energized by this 50-50 tug of war, but I also know that the vast majority of us are just exhausted by this system. But fear and exhaustion are just energy without a blueprint. We are here to forge a veto-proof mandate. I've poured the foundation. Now I need everyday Americans, veterans, retirees, students, accountants, teachers, nurses, paralegals, builders, waiters, and truckers in the comments right now. How do we write this bill? How do we enforce it? If we ban stock trading, how do we stop them from using offshore blind trusts? Find the loopholes, lock them shut. The floor is open. The Constitution dictates that the power of the purse belongs exclusively to the people's house, but that house has been bought by lobbyists and paralyzed by the oligarchy. They have refused to do their job. We must do it for them. Bill to table is the true people's house. Therefore, we must draft this bill.